Today's show is brought to you by Prescott Honda. Better cars don't cost more. Bain Signature Group, Prescott Valley Entertainment District, where fun begins. And by Four Corners Restaurants. See you around the corner.
Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? Well, maybe you are and maybe you're not. We can find that out today. Baby Boomer Men Looking for Love. The author is Barbara Kennedy. Read this book with a highlighter. That's for men. Women, read the highlighted parts. That's very good. That's
Barbara Hendricks.
That's very good, Barbara. Barbara, now you make Scottsdale home.
I do.
Okay. Initially from New York.
I am.
Okay. The concept, I mean, you're not a man, obviously.
Yeah, that's
Thank you. Why did you think it's so appropriate and needed to write a book directed to men, the boomer men, middle age, which you say is 50? Are they looking for love?
Oh, indeed. Everybody's looking for love.
Now, why is it difficult for this age man to find love?
Well, first of all, let me begin with the first question. Why write the book? Mm-hmm. I found that most relationship books, if not virtually all of them, were written by men for women. Mm. Now, women only make up half of the dyad. And then I was told that men don't read, so that's why nobody writes to men. And I said, well, men read. And they said, well, men don't buy.
Page.
But well, yeah, men don't read self-help books or relationship books.
Okay.
And I said, well, okay, but I'm seeing it in my own practice, which is a relationship coaching.
And as a man, I would disagree with that as well. I would say, you know what, we want to know what we should be doing, because quite honestly, at least in my case, I don't have all the answers, and I'd like to have all the answers to be able to actually have a great relationship.
Well, aren't you a treasure? I had to put the book on Kindle in order to get a really good response, because I guess men don't want to walk around thinking or showing the world, you know, vis-a-vis
they're
the book,
looking for love, they don't have
they're
love,
looking for love,
and they don't know
they're
how to find it. Exactly.
So I find that more women are buying the book for their single brother, uncle, father, even an ex-spouse, because it's not a male bashing book. It's really a male encouraging
It's
book.
an education.
It is,
Yeah.
but I really do tell men how pleased we are and how thankful we are that
we have them?
Exactly. I think that they're terrific.
Now, the song says looking for love in all the wrong places. Do we tend to do that, man or woman? Maybe?
Yes, we do. And mostly because we haven't taken the time to find out who we are and what we want and what we need. Take a moment for a clearing, even if you have to work with a therapist for a few sessions. Find out what went right and what went wrong, what you need to fix, and what you need to grow.
Do we need to go through a bad relationship to find that out the first time? I mean, many of us have been through one relationship that didn't work out, and hopefully we learned from that relationship.
I have found that we baby boomers are a three-marriage generation. Because really of speed, technological speed. It creates a chafe in relationships. Those of us who got married in the 70s have really grown in a different direction. Remember dating in the 70s? We didn't have cell phones or answering machines or internet dating.
Lovely?
Right?
Oh, it was lovely.
But you could,
lovely, Jesse.
Yes, but you could sit at home and look and will the telephone to ring.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. And it was that anticipation. You loved
Yes.
it. You weren't connected all the time, and it was a treat. When it rang, you went, oh my, it's him.
But it's anticipatory pleasure.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, it's foreplay.
Exactly.
Yes.
That anticipation.
Exactly.
Now, on the internet, you can meet, go out with, get engaged to, get married to, and get divorced within 5 minutes.
Online.
Yes. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And then you never have to meet the person. They're just online with you.
Exactly.
You know, but I think it goes back, and you've mentioned too, about etiquette, which is critically important for a relationship, which I think we had back in those days. But explain some of the etiquette that the males need to have.
Oh my, open the door. Just open a door. Pull out a chair.
Right, but you know what? It doesn't fall just on the man. Barbara, I know you know where I'm going, don't you?
Absolutely,
you know
without question.
Exactly where.
Absolutely.
When you walk up to that door, then you stop.
Exactly. Exactly.
And make the man do it.
Exactly. shame on women for not asking to be treated delicately.
I have the
does
cutest
that have-
story with my
Go
niece
ahead.
when she was in high school. We were talking about manners and etiquette, and I said, honey, you just make the boy show his manners. I said, you sit there in that car and make him come around and open the door. And she says, oh, Auntie, the crowd I run with, I'd still be sitting there. So you just have to
You
make...
make your needs known. And it has to be this is what I expect from you.
Exactly.
Period.
There you go.
Quality is free. Why choose mediocrity when you can be a quality human being?
Do you think, though, that the equality issue has played somewhat into that? There's some women saying, you know what, I don't need a man to open the door for me. I'll pay my own, when we go out to eat, I'll pay my own
You know,
way.
that sets up an unromantic dynamic. Why are you dating?
Exactly. Worst thing that could ever happen to relationships and or dating.
Yeah, we're not equal. And you know what? Honor the differences. We're not equal.
We're not.
We're different.
Because
We are
And I'm going
different.
to get
And isn't
email
it
after
great?
email.
It's
My
great.
friends just hate me for this. I don't want to be equal.
That's right.
I don't want to be equal on certain things.
That's right.
There's
That's
still
right.
that
Not in a love
there's still that
relationship.
respect. There's tremendous respect.
Sure.
Yeah, it has
On
nothing to
both-
do with equal.
That's exactly
both
right.
sides
It
of
has
nothing to do with it.
Exactly. You're talking about control.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
going to control?
Exactly.
Why would you want to control a
And see-
relationship?
And see, I think a lot of men love to do those nice things
Yes.
for women.
Yes.
I think you're right. You know,
Yes.
I think if allowed and I'm going to say
Appreciated.
made and appreciate, I think men really like to do that
Yes.
if we allow them to do it.
Because it does make the man
Yeah.
feel special.
Exactly.
It makes the man feel very special if he can say, you know what, I've got a beautiful lady
Yes.
alongside, and,
And
we're-
all that she has to say to encourage that is, thank you.
I love the way you said thank you also.
Of course.
You know, are there,
What happened to flirting?
I love it.
Yeah.
Are there
course.
more men or women in the boomer generation now who are single either by a divorce or maybe a death?
Yes.
There's more men than, how's the ratio right now?
Oh, I would say from 50 to 60, it's pretty equal. After 60, you know, women have longevity on our side.
So we're probably the predominant number after that.
Exactly. Now that gives men what? A free get out of jail card? Because it's next.
Very well put.
Thank you. You know, I view it, the sequel, which is not complete but almost, is called 1,000 First Dates. Now, if you're single and you're looking for love, you've been on 1,000 first dates if you're middle-aged. And so in some cases, it's like men with a remote control watching television. It's not what's on, it's what else is on. And so developing a relationship, they're just kind of stymied. I met this woman that I really like, and she's very pretty, and she's really over the moon, but I'm not getting the response that I want from her. What's wrong with her? Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with her, and there's nothing wrong with you. You're not connecting, because intimacy is born of language. It's I get to know you. I spend time on the telephone being interviewed like this. By the time I'm done with the interview, I'm more intimate with a person I've never met on the telephone than with people I've been out on several dates with, because we're having a conversation and we're open.
Very,
and
very
we're
true.
available.
Very, very
we're
true.
available to the language.
You know, you mentioned something earlier that I think most people, most young people, flirting was a big thing when we were growing up. Flirting is an art form, isn't it?
It is.
And what are some of the things you think that older men, ways of flirting? What do you see as a flirtatious individual?
Hello.
It starts with hello, huh?
Hello. Men are afraid to approach women.
But listen to her. It wasn't the word.
I know.
It wasn't the word hello. It was the way you said hello.
Of course. It's how you project yourself. People know if you're available. Now, what is available? What is the definition of available? You're available if you are not currently in a romantic, intimate, emotional, sexual relationship and would like to be. That's an available human being. I want to be loved, and I'm looking for love. I'm looking for my guy. Men say I'm looking for my gal. How's that working for
Barbara,
you?
should we not be in tune with that innate, intuitive gut, whatever words, there's a ton of words on
Absolutely.
it. Do you think that you have that in the first
15 seconds.
I was going to say 5, but I was a little short.
15
seconds it's there?
You know if there's you know if you want a second date within 15 seconds.
Now, are you saying
Wow.
women know that?
Men and
But
women.
Men and women both know that.
If
Men
we're
know
listening to
sooner.
ourselves-
Men know sooner because men are more visual.
Right.
Women take a little bit more time to warm up.
It's
But
just
to
not
your-
the
but to
looks
your-
for women.
But to your point, you can have either a beautiful woman or a very handsome man, but as soon as they speak, that
It might
could,
be all
that
over.
could change. That
I've
could
had
change
women who
everything.
said, I go out on a date with somebody that I'm just crazy about,
Yeah.
and he doesn't open up the door, the car door for me. He runs around and gets a... I said, so, and then what? Well, I know that he's not going to be my guy. I know he's not going to watch my back, run interference. He's not going to do the gorilla things for me.
But then again, too, we have to be listening to that. We have to be listening to ourselves.
Yes, you really, that sixth sense, that instinct, that's your best friend. We tend to see the red flags and we will rationalize them.
You know, what
how
you're saying
important
here
is
is
it?
baby boomer men looking for love, obviously. But the information in this book is good for anyone.
It's good for
across the board.
everybody, but I needed to address it to one population. First of all, I spent over 25 years on Wall Street, so I worked with men in a pressure cooker in a time when women weren't on trading floors. Okay? And so I got to understand their language and the way that they work. Now, that was part of it. I used baby boomers because of the language. Language changes by generation. If I say to a baby boomer man, do you want to hook up? That means we're going to go to Starbucks and have coffee. If I say to a 30-year-old, do you want to hook up?
a totally different meaning.
It's completely different.
Totally different.
It's
Real quickly, because we've run out of time. This is went very quickly.
But Barbara, stay right there
Yes.
because you're coming back. We're going to have more questions for you.
Okay.
But first, Tanya's going to let you know a wonderful place, maybe to take your first date.
Ah,
Tanya. You
dinner and a movie?
You may be looking for love at the entertainment district.
That's
huh?
right. You may or may not find it, but it's a shot. Dinner and a movie at Ed, Entertainment District in Prescott Valley. Now, the dinner part is probably Fuddruckers, Garcia's, Buffalo Wild Wings. And if you have children with you, oh, well, you might not be looking for love then. But anyway, if you have children, Freedom Station, that's a great place for them to have a great time. Of course, Harkins Theater is the movie theater. The restaurants are right around there. Entertainment District, Prescott Valley. They say that's where fun begins. I say it's where fun is always happening because it's in the heart of Prescott Valley.